Who talks about Armada 2.0, I swear to God I will come to you.
Saying that they are surprise mechanics, and people love surprises.
To get a Baneblade, the plastic Baneblade, to sell in the store at ROE Games, 19 Park Lane, Havelock. Come by, see us.
Aoski here, and this is By the Numbers.
This week we're going to be going over character creation for Wrath and Glory.
My name is Keith, or you can call me ArmorBoy21. It's my gaming deck. Today we're going to learn D&D.
Oh, hello there.
Your armor, sir?
Whoa!
You take 7 points of damage.
Alright guys, we're rocking out really hard tonight. So what we got going on is Crease.
There will be swearing and or shenanigans of the adult nature.
God damn it!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Gamer Interrupted. My name is AJ East Coast, and I am your host. And tonight I've got with me, you know his face.
Doctor's in, ladies and gentlemen. Doc Shippey here for you.
Well, Doc.
You've had your shots.
Yep. Wear your mask, all that stuff. The doctor is in tonight.
Somewhere.
For, I think this is the first time that me and you have gotten together since the pandemic started, I think, on doing just me and your own show.
Since we started Gamer Interrupted.
So now, okay, so we started in March. How long has this been now? 9 months, I think. I'm bad at math.
Yeah.
Yeah,
March, Yeah, about 9 months.
9 months of this, man, of Gamer Interrupted.
Dude, you're forcing me to math. It's been a long day.
But here we go, man. Here we go. Swinging into 2021. It's crazy. We're continuing going on. Doctor is in. Yes, it's me. All that. But you know what? Let's tonight our podcast is sponsored by ROE Games in Havelock, North Carolina, and by Fit and Prep.
Love you, ROE.
And by Fit and Prep, keeping us in shape with their good meal preps. I believe, what did I eat this week? Ooh, salmon and I think a quinoa rice. Couscous. Salmon and couscous and veggies.
Ooh, look at you dropping fancy names and whatnot.
Yeah, it's real bougie. It's good stuff. No, but
some 5-star dining over there.
It is, yeah. Shout out to Fit Prep, the 5-star dining, but also healthy at the same time.
Someone stepped up from MREs.
Oh yeah. Or not eating at all on deployments. There's that too.
Oof.
Now I just do that on accident. Well, let's get started with some of these topics. I know I sent you some crazy ones from the.
You sent me a couple. I'm looking at some of these. I'm like, okay, wait, what?
But we'll start. We'll start from the bottom here. And unfortunately, I say from the bottom because this is probably the most upsetting topic I have on here tonight. But Hogwarts Legacy is delayed further, and that's the Harry Potter video game coming to PlayStation 5. Not really Harry Potter, it's before Harry, so you're not running around like those movie games that they had. You know, you're running around in Hogwarts. It's basically every fucking thing I've ever wanted out of a video game has finally come true. It looked like Quidditch, going to class. I will go to fucking Wizard University all goddamn day. Like, I will be in there
all you, homie.
I will be at class every day. Like, I'm afraid that if I don't, like, there's going to be some kind of truancy problem at Hogwarts Legacy. But no. We were looking, so when they announced Doc back at the PlayStation 5 reveal showcase, I believe that was sometime this summer, August, I think, maybe. They said the game possibly could be ready in February 2021, and then they changed it to coming 2021, but now we're looking coming 2022 now. That's kind of heartbreaking, but you know what? Like we say all the time.
Let's be honest here. With everything that's been going on in gaming, I would rather have them take the time, be like, pump the brakes, be like, hey guys, we need a little bit more time. We need to keep this in the oven a little bit longer. Otherwise, we get another Cyberpunk 2077 or another Star Wars Battlefront by EA.
Because we've seen exactly like Cyberpunk 77. We've seen just bad mistakes. We talk about, as much as we say that No Man's Sky is an amazing game, it is now, but it wasn't 4 or 5 years ago, So now no one learns from their mistakes, but so hopefully this time they are. And for the love of God, take your fucking time with this, because if it comes out and it's not good, you've pissed off a whole nother kind of fan base with the Harry Potter fan base. Let me tell you that. Stretching back 20 plus years.
I mean, Harry
as
Potter
old as
fans
I
are
am.
used to disappointment.
Yeah. As old as I am, I think Harry might be my age actually in the story. I think we were born in the same time.
I think he's about your age.
Yeah. But yeah, born at the same time in July. But yeah, you know, piss off a whole different kind of fan base because, like I said, we had those Harry Potter video games, the ones that came out alongside the movies. It wasn't until like the fourth one it was good, but they were so short. I think like some.
I beg to differ. That Quidditch Cup, that was my jam. I hate Harry Potter, but I absolutely loved Quidditch Cup.
I was gonna say, yeah, that was the next one. The Quidditch Cup, especially on the GameCube, is so good.
Definitely.
A lot of fun.
So good.
I'm so mad that game fell off and then it didn't take as much as a liking. I think because I heard that a lot of people didn't like it on the PlayStation 2 exactly for some reason.
Yeah.
And that kind of, ruined it from there on out. But Nintendo was doing fine with it, I thought, for a while. But it's funny you bring that up, dude. I've tried
It had a pretty good cult.
Yeah.
It had a pretty good cult following, from my knowledge.
I've tried to find that fucking game forever. I've been trying to figure out a way to play that game forever, but, in the Hogwarts Legacy, we're probably going to be able to play Quidditch, and probably at a better capacity, too.
I don't know. I mean, this was back when EA was good and actually putting out quality sports games. So it had everything that you'd want in like a FIFA or like a Madden, and that's kind of the feel you got playing it. It had this grandiose type of actual sports feel. It had actual announcers talking. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it did feel like a sports game, and I think a lot of times people forgot that it was a Harry Potter game.
Again, like I said, I'm not a big Harry Potter. I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I don't like it, but
how do you say that? That's so
game.
Crazy.
Oh, you also have to remember, I grew up reading Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and for me, Harry Potter just felt so amateurish. Like the stakes weren't high at all. This dude's trying to take over a freaking school when I'm sitting there watching Darth Vader and the Emperor take over the fucking galaxy. Come on.
Voldemort does more than just a school. He's trying to take over pretty much everything and eradicate everyone.
He struggled to take over a fucking school for what? 7 books?
Yeah.
Vader took over the galaxy in 3 movies. Come on now. Come on, son.
But that's different ballparks, man. That's not even the same ballpark. The difference.
So we'll go down the fantasy route. Sauron, mic dropped.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not gonna say that Lord of the Rings and which one's better, Harry Potter, but I don't know. To me personally, Harry Potter has meant a lot to me as well, and I think honestly, it is. I think my generation, the people that graduated around 2012 to 2014, that really are the huge fans of this, of Harry Potter. So a lot of gamers are excited to see the Hogwarts Legacy game come out, whenever that may be. But like you said, take your time. It's supposed to be a huge game. I can imagine it can be if you're going to paint all of Hogwarts. Yeah, don't rush it. Yeah. Be easy with it. I'm sure that it's going to take a lot of, because I'm sure there's going to be bugs, and some of the bugs are probably going to be funny, like students floating through the wall. You're like, is that a bug or is that part of the game? I don't know.
Wait. No. This game isn't being made by Bethesda, so we don't have to worry about, texture clipping and all that.
That is true. Well, moving on from Harry Potter, we move over to your favorite topic. Just kidding. We know how Doc feels about this, and I put this on here purposely tonight just to see your reaction with the doctor tonight. But Black Ops Cold War gives a free week of zombies. What is your issue with Black Ops? Here's the thing.
So, here's my issue with the Call of Duty franchise. It takes all of no effort to produce a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Literally, the amount of assets you have to program in there can literally be a copy and pasted version of the last game, which, let's be honest, it is. For them to make such a big fucking deal, hey guys, we're making Zombies free in the next week or so because we're scrambling because we just lost the Star Wars IP, means absolutely nothing. Hey, you know what's a free freaking zombies? Play the last Black Ops that you got years ago. I guarantee you it's the same fucking game. Like, I'm so against Call of Duty's franchise because they don't come up with anything new. Their one-player campaigns are at most 10 hours, and then we reward them by buying it for this multiplayer add-on bullshit. Multiplayer was an afterthought back when gaming first-person shooters first started. Look at GoldenEye. The amount of content in GoldenEye. This game is over, 30 years old and still has more playtime and playability than most Call of Duty games. And that's saying something.
It's true. It is. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with Call of Duty, though. They have evolved because I agree with you. They were so strong for so long with, the original ones. Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty Big Red 1, all that stuff. They were really good games. World at War, I thought, was a pretty damn good game.
But that's where it stopped.
That's where it
World
stopped,
at War
yes.
and Modern Warfare was where they were like, wait, we can get awarded for making half-assed games.
Exactly. And they said, what do we do from here? And they came up with that cyber bullshit, the advanced warfare, all that jumping off the walls, Titanfall bullshit. It was horrendous. And I boycotted Call of Duty just like you did for a long time. And then I will say that I was so turned off to Warzone because of that. And then I was like, you know what? I'll give World War II a shot. I bought World War II. I played the game. The campaign was over before I knew it. The multiplayer was fun one time, and that was in March when they released the fucking leprechaun onto the map. And that was only fun because me and my friends were chasing the fucking leprechaun on the map. Beyond that, the multiplayer was trash.
That's something we should reward them for.
Exactly.
Look at games like Borderlands, right? Borderlands has well over 60 hours of content in the base game. Then they add all these multiplayer assets to that. So not only do you have an amazing base game, you also have all this DLC content to play. They do all the holiday stuff. And on top of that, you still get to play with all your friends and do multiplayer versus bullshit. Battle Royales, go for it. Have fun. It's an afterthought, which is what multiplayer is. People don't realize this. Most gaming companies don't have to work hard if they're just going to be like, oh, we're just going to make it massively multiplayer and just half-ass it. We don't have to put a story in. Like, I absolutely love Ark. Don't get me wrong. And Ark is great because, yes, it's this massive, expansive world that has so many elements, but it's also multiplayer. You know what's undershadowed? The fact that it's multiplayer. And they do all the same things. They do events. They have the holidays. But you don't see them patting themselves on the back every 10 minutes that they go, oh, hey, here's some a microtransaction thing that we should give you at this game for free that we're going to give you for free for a limited time only.
I will agree with you that the microtransaction was the fucking worst thing to happen to Call of Duty. I don't know why the fuck you guys decided to do that. But, we ended up finding out that it was leading up to Warzone. But here's the thing, Doc. Warzone in itself I see it as a separate entity. Yes, it has the Call of Duty name on it, but with every experience that I've had, Warzone is Battle Royale. Like, imagine if we could just hit the fucking time machine, go back fucking however long that fucking Fortnite has been out, and if we replaced Fortnite with what Warzone is, I would have a better taste in my mouth, and I think you would too, about Battle Royales, because this is, in my opinion, the point of what Battle Royale is supposed to be. I played
Fortnite before it became a Battle Royale. I've had an issue with the Battle Royale as we know it today started with Halo and GoldenEye, where, again, it was just an add-on multiplayer asset. And what happened is EA saw this. Was seeing Halo and all those companies having their fun, but also producing actual games with content and then being like, how can I capitalize on this? And then you had the, Call of Duty's becoming 20-hour games and then just multiplayer slugfests. Which, let's be honest, original Call of Duties were the original Battle Royales.
Yep.
And now Fortnite made Battle Royale popular and actually made it a big thing. That's what's now the hit you sweetness, and that's what they're doing. But I honestly, if you play it, nothing on you. That everybody plays video games to have fun. This is just my 2 cents on the gaming industry as a whole. Like, we shouldn't be rewarding these companies for doing something that should come standard with the fucking game.
I will tell you though that Call of Duty has opened their ears and for recently, and I think that is because I think they didn't know what happened with Warzone.
Because they lost the Star Wars IP.
Yes, that's true. But I'm talking about, I think that with their fan base has shifted, and I think they understand that now, and they're willing to work with it a little bit better. So I think before the new, with Black Ops Cold War coming out, and beyond the fact that the shininess of the new campaign and all that stuff, that's cool. That's cool. Go back to that time frame. We haven't seen that since the world. I think that was Black Ops 2 or the original Black Ops that explored Vietnam. But because of that, these guys wanted to go back to that original Black Ops feeling. They wanted to go back to try, and getting that original Black Ops style and that original Black Ops, cooperation feeling, because there is something different about Black Ops. People are attracted to it. Non-gamers are attracted to it. People that are just casual arcade gamers.
Right there. What did you just say?
Casual arcade non-gamers.
Casual non-gamers.
Yes.
Whereas I like to refer to them as bro gamers, who typically play the Maddens and just these Call of Duty games, whatever's faddish at the moment.
But also people that you wouldn't even expect to just play Black Ops. They know, like, they've been playing Black Ops since that time, or that, like you said, they played the Black Ops 2 forever and ever and over and over again, the Black Ops 1 over and over and over again. It's those kind of people that they're trying to cater back to. Problem is, that's just a small fraction of the audience. Because like you said, we got the fucking, all of the fucking tryhards, all the multiplayer tryhards. I bet there's people that have Black Ops Cold War right now that have never, didn't even turn on the campaign yet. And that, to me, was the worst, one of the bigger killers of Call of Duty 2. I think I was in middle school at that time when people really stopped playing the campaign, and they started focusing the multiplayer. And then you had the fucking audacity to release fucking the third Black Ops with no goddamn campaign. You literally just put something that you could make in a fucking university out for $60 and even sold it as a fucking disc. I got that game for Christmas, I think, a few years ago, and I was like, why did you give me this? Like, like, to be grateful, but like, but why did you give, like, I wouldn't play this if you paid me. But,
Right.
At this point, I think things are a little bit different, but like you said, the gaming industry as a whole has become greedy, and Call of Duty fucked themselves by becoming overly greedy. But I'm not saying they redeemed themselves with Warzone, but Warzone is separate entity in the battle royale thing. I don't even consider it really that far of a battle royale. I just think it's its own thing. But with Black Ops being free and all that stuff, think about it this way: they're just trying to grab people now to spend more money on the damn game, and that's money grubbing. And that was the point I wanted to make tonight, is that by them flashing that, especially because a lot of people still don't have the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, they're getting people to they're like, ooh, come on and try this, and spend more money in the goddamn game.
And again, all this is rewarding them for bad behaviors. And, you play Call of Duty, that's on you. But
just occasionally.
For me, it's like, sure, I'm a big Total War fan, right?
Yep.
I play the RTS Total War, and sure, they'll do add-ons which add a new faction to the game, which, argument's sake, is $4. So the game itself is already complete.
Yeah.
So me purchasing this $4 or $5 add-on to the game is me getting something in return. Not a skin, not a BS emote.
Think about The Sims. Think about the amount of content The Sims
full
has.
Freaking an added campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting an added new units. I'm getting the ability to play as this new faction. So at the end of the day, you can't even compare the two.
It's just like The Sims. The Sims 4 base game is huge. It's massive. There's a lot to do in The Sims. Everyone knows that there's so much hours and hours and hours of content you put in The Sims. And then I just recently looked back into it again. There's so much content now. all kinds of expansion packs. But that's the thing. They're an expansion pack. They come with things. They're actual stuff. And it's not just like, oh, you got a dog and a cat and a fucking thing to hang up on your thing. There's more things to do in the game. Now you can go and you learn to be a fucking biochemist if you really wanted to fucking do that in The Sims. You know, so just putting, you know, extra content and labeling as that is not, a season pass is not extra content. That point needs to be made clear to game companies. A season pass is not extra content. I think the only people that have the season pass correct right now is Ubisoft with Rainbow Six Siege, because they give you the opportunity to also earn the operators. But if you need this season pass, you get the operator right ahead. It's still, you know, paying extra money for the character, but it's not as, you know, money grubbing at that point. Everything else that you purchase from there on out will just be to your own liking and exploring whatever you want to RPG,
again,
you know.
The thing with Ubisoft is skirting this issue. Ubisoft is kind of like just dipping their toe in. They're like, oh, you guys can still earn this by gaining these loot crates. But they're not loot crates. You earn them with prestige. Or, I mean, you could just buy the prestige. But you know, you can earn them in-game. It's fine. You just have to work towards it.
Yeah,
they're dipping their toe in, and they're skirting that line. And it's we're going to have to keep an eye on them. And especially with them getting the Star Wars IP now, I don't know.
Because you look at what, like what Rainbow does, you get that, I don't remember what they call their currency, but you get their experience points currency at the end of every match, and then you know, and then you save them up, and then you can unlock the operator and unlock the character. Or like I said earlier, the season pass just gives you those 2 free characters for the season, or for that time frame. And I think there's up to 4. They might be up to 6 characters per season now. I think they're down to 4 that they give you. You get all of those options. So a lot of people, it does suck because that does take away some of the skill stuff, but at the same time, it does change it a little bit because now people are learning a different skill because they're learning to master the character without having to earn it. You know what I mean? Now they're purchasing it. They're purchasing the brand new car and learning to go fast on it. They didn't put the work into fixing the car, changing out the engine, and then teaching themselves how to drive. You know.
Exactly, and that's. I just look. There's a change in topic because you know me. I could beat this dead horse for the next like 5 hours, but
we'll come back to it when we talk Star Wars later with Ubisoft. But
my final thoughts on it: Black Ops. This is bad habits. We are rewarding them for making a big deal about the fact that they are putting out this game free. That should be an add-on or free DLC.
Yeah. Well, moving on, Tom Holland is exploring a new avenue for him. You know, we love him as Spider-Man, but this is a new avenue coming into movies now. He's doing a PTSD movie called Cherry, and by that I mean that he is a young guy, signs up for the service, joins the army, and basically way in over his head, and gets affected with PTSD, gets addicted to opioids, all kinds of stuff. Falling over that, you know, exploring what people call that veteran statistic, should you say? And it's shitty that people call it that, and I'm glad that people are changing that aspect of that. But what I'm saying is that this movie takes place during that time frame, but it also adds into some action stuff because he takes what he's learned in the army, and because of his addiction, goes after bank robbing and things like that. So it's kind of this very weird double-edged sword movie that's exploring things and kind of adding the action that Tom Holland, that we know that he's capable of doing, like The Devil All the Time, Spider-Man, Avengers, you know, all that stuff. But to me, it's different because now, at the same time, he is also, everyone knows that Tom Holland is not American, which means that he had to study what it feels like to be an American veteran beyond what he knows because he didn't grow up here knowing veterans like we do, you know?
So I have, number one, this sounds like a renter to me. I'm probably not even going to look it up.
Definitely a renter.
My 2 biggest beefs with this is the entire soldier with PTSD gets hooked on drugs bullshit.
Yep.
That pisses me off because PTSD is it's one of the silent killers, 22 Until Dawn, right? But what everybody assumes PTSD is this mentality, oh, he got out of the service and saw some really effed up shit, so now he's going to go and do drugs. And
Right.
that's not the case most of the time. And I feel like, honestly, they are just slapping that title on there to just give it accreditation,
Yeah.
Accreditation, that's the word I was looking for. Oh, hey, but here's something about this character. It's why he's acting like this. AJ, we both were military. We both know people with PTSD. That's not how it always manifests. That is one in a million?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, film industry, step up your game.
That was the
A
point I
perfect
was
example.
trying to make was that they, like I said, that statistic thing, I wish that they would have moved past that. And I wish that most of the film industry moves past that shit, because that not only, it's like you said, it's that huge stereotype that they keep exploiting, but at the same time, it's not like that anymore. And me and you can attest to that, because it's not like that.
Yeah, one of
me
the best
personally am going through it right now. Being outside of
one of the best portrayals of PTSD I have seen was Iron Man 3.
Yes.
Fuck. Stark is actively suffering through PTSD.
Me and you connect all
having been through it, having seen it, it was like, oh my God, this is what PTSD looks like. And
he carried it. He lived with it. Yes.
Validation, and for, a lot of my buddies that saw it, they were like, holy shit, this is, a superhero is actively dealing with this stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a great view on it. And
the way
that's what we need to see more of.
He had
not
that
this
cyber connection too. He had the cyber connection too, and the suit also was experiencing. You saw that he was having a panic attack in his dream and PTSD nightmares in his dream, night terrors, and the suit is up over the thing trying, that was crazy, because that's what it's like. And like you said, it isn't always on set like this. So,
yep.
For them to, like I said, they just keep freaking going after the same old story. You need to tell a different story with veterans, and enough with the negativity too. Enough with the negativity movies. Listen, Thank You for Your Service was an incredible movie. Miles Teller, they did an incredible job. No one else in the film industry is gonna do that again. Like, leave it alone. Move on and tell a different story for veterans. Tell us a story for people, that are experiencing it in the newer age and what people have gone through post, that time, in a new age of veterans.
This isn't really our wheelhouse. We're kind of beginning to step into Terminal Lance area, but arguably one of the best military movies I've ever seen was Jarhead.
Yeah,
because it gives you that different look on the military. It gives you that more enlisted mentality of, this is bullshit. I have to go through this crap every day. This is stupid. Why am I here? And that's kind of, a lot of people don't get that. That's the military. There's so much downtime. You don't know what to do with. And I feel like they captured that perfectly. This dude is disenfranchised with what he's doing. And that's what, for me, a decent portrayal of the military was. And I was like, all right, this is one of the best portrayals I've seen. So for me, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Let's move on. Hey, Cyberpunk is delayed again.
No. This time they deliver the apology.
No, it was delayed
because of the delay, but now they're delivering the apology because of the bugs now and the lateness to the improvements.
He didn't even see sympathetic. He was just like, well, we knew this was gonna happen, and we tried to warn you guys. It's like, you did this. You.
They did. It is their own damn fault. And like I said last time, you should have never said a date. Just said coming soon. Look what Harry Potter's doing right now. They said we'll let you know. 2022.
Far Cry 6.
Yes, that is another topic we have tonight. Far Cry 6 is also delayed. But Cyberpunk now, you're delivering an apology upon deaf ears. No one's listening.
Nobody cares.
The people that you already...
did this game have?
Yeah, the people that you already pissed off are already pissed off. The ones that have it on the nicer consoles are enjoying it because that's what it was meant to be. The people that have the shitload of money PCs that not everybody has are enjoying it. And then it's sad to say, but I feel that the Xbox One version of the game had a little bit more of paid attention to because it feels different. Like if you go listen to last week's episode that we did with Griffin, we had him on there because he had his hands on PlayStation 4 version of Cyberpunk, and he said it was awful. I've ran into a few issues playing on my Xbox One, but from what I understand, it's not the same issues, and that's kind of strange because I've never, at this point, I don't really have my memory of that really happening amongst different consoles. You know, it usually is like here and there, it's like something to do, and usually has something to do with the internet. But this is a game that doesn't connect to the fucking internet. The only reason it connects to the internet is to give you updates and give you shit like that. But here's the thing: it is fun, it is explorable, but you're delivering to apology for people that, like I said, they just blatantly just don't care at this point. And you're not being sympathetic at all. Because you already made your money, you already made your hype, you already convinced most of the world to spend $60 to $70 to $80 on this game.
You know what I've been playing a lot lately?
What's that?
My Switch. Super Mario All-Stars 3D.
Hell yeah.
And one of the reasons why I bring this up is because remember the good old days when you'd plug in a cartridge? That's right, kids. A cartridge. And into your system, boot it up, and you got a completed game.
That's one thing. Kids today will never have to blow into a cartridge to fix the game.
But here's the kicker. I would rather blow into that cartridge well knowing on the other end of that there was a completed 100% game that didn't need 100 DLCs to patch the fucks up because they rushed the fucking game out.
That's the biggest thing of all, Doc, is that you're having to fix bugs on a game that doesn't even have multiplayer. You're having, you could have play tested this shit. You're supposed to be playing the campaign. If it's a campaign based game, your play testers at your company should be play testing the fuck out of this game all the time.
Here's the thing: if you don't have the money for play testers, release it in alpha.
Yeah.
Like shit.
Cyberpunk 2077 alpha. Right, that sounds cool. Give people that little.
I've been playing Satisfactory, and it's a Minecraft Arc factory sim, but it's freaking amazing, and they're taking their time with it, and you can see the fact they're taking their time with it because the details there, the attention's there. If they even say, hey, if you guys see any bugs, let us know, and they thank you for playing this, even though it's still in alpha. So if you don't have the playtesters, put it in alpha. We'll find the mistakes for you.
Because instead...
You can't think of better playtesters.
Instead of what happened was they put out the trailer, the 45-minute trailer of the first missions or so, and everyone got hyped, thinking that that's what we were going to see. Yep. But that, and then that's not what got delivered.
But what did I tell you? What did I tell you when this game first was announced and you were all eating the hype? I was like, I'll wait and see. I will wait and see.
I knew that that they were not gonna be on time. I knew that shit. But I will say that I was excited to see the game because to me this was Grand Theft Auto in a cyber world, and I thought that was pretty fucking cool. And that's that I was the most drawn to, and also the fact that it came from a board game as well. The story, not the story itself, but the idea came from a board game as well. I thought was really cool.
Tabletop RPG.
Yeah. But, like I said, they deliver the apology. No one really cares. But,
nope.
Like Griffin said last week, the inclusion of multiplayer will hopefully one day be good. They need to just hurry up and fix it. Fix what needs to be fixed with this shit. And just let people play it. And don't forget to fix the ones on the PS4 because there's still people that have PS4s. Still people can play it. Because nobody can buy a fucking PlayStation 5.
They're not going to, dude. So... They're not going to work on it for the PS4. They're not going to work on it for the Xbox One because in their mind, those systems are already dead.
Yep. So I guess at that point, what you get is what you get. But, sometimes that is what happens with being a gamer that is a part of the hobby. And sometimes it does feel like money gets wasted sometimes. pissed away, in my opinion. I think the year that I pissed away money on games could have been 2017, 2018. Fucking Battlefront 2.
So, as a tabletop gamer as well, I know a lot about pissing money away. Thanks, Games Workshop. But Warhammer. That $600 stimulus is nice. Here you go, Games Workshop. Give me my plastic cries. But this is unacceptable for this industry.
Yes.
This would be like if the movie industry put out a movie that was half finished. Like,
It doesn't make any sense. Right.
it doesn't make any sense.
We're the only industry that can do it.
Going back to Call of Duty, why are we rewarding these companies with our hard-earned cash? Why are we rewarding them?
Drake doesn't release an album with promising 12 songs and gives us 4.
Bay Taylor Swift doesn't do that either.
Oh God, he brought up T Swift.
Respect on that name, thank you.
Well, but we mentioned it earlier, Far Cry 6 among the delays, but you know what? Just take your time
I'm
with
okay
that
with
one. Yeah.
Okay with it.
Add this to the list of take your
here's the
time.
thing, though. As we've seen with the Far Cry games, they know when it's good.
Yeah. Because here's
They
the thing.
will sit on it.
Doc, we weren't supposed to know about this. You know what I mean? It's like
It got leaked.
the world wasn't ready for the news. They weren't ready for the alien news yet, you know. Which, by the way, I do want to explore that topic sometime, but on a different aspect, maybe. But
I still believe.
so do I. They're here. They're real. But anyways, what I was saying was it was leaked. Yeah, it was leaked, and then in the most Giancarlo and fucking Far Cry way possible, they released just a trailer of him smoking a cigar.
And being a badass.
And being a badass. He just the ultimate villain. You never know. Just like we said in Mandalorian, you don't know when you're looking at him. He is pure emotion. He's pure villain. He's pure good guy, bad guy, all at the same time.
Let's see, The Boys, season 2,
The Boys.
freaking Mandalorian, Breaking Bad. Just perfect.
And now immortalized in
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Now immortalized in a video game. I imagine myself in the first, because if you follow the Far Cry series, they usually always introduce the heel, introduce the evil. Sorry, heel. Talking wrestling. Introduce the bad guy first at the very beginning. Usually, they give you some kind of indication of who you're gonna be fucking with this entire time. And I myself, as soon as I saw that, I imagined myself walking into some huge mansion. He's probably looking off into something, dripped in the most nicest suit you've ever seen possible, and I can see him turning around and looking at you. Like I visualized that because not only am I a huge fan of Far Cry, but Far Cry, and they've told such a good story because they put such good effort into their games for so long, and they waited for when it was the proper time to release and let people know that the game was coming. Far Cry 5 had a perfect amount of hype wait for it. And then they gave the some of the content to the YouTube creators and gave them that little taste of it, and the game was perfect. All of those people were like, no issues. So with the point I'm getting to is now that you have Far Cry 6, we got to make sure that the same thing happens, even though that we know that it's coming. Like, don't be pressured like Cyberpunk to put this shit out.
Oh, exactly. But the thing is with Ubisoft and the Far Cry developers, they are very good about not giving in to fans' demands. Like, hey, we want this. Okay, cool. You'll get it when you get it.
Yep.
Seriously.
They are. And it's well worth it because the campaigns are so much fun. You know, the map builders are fun. It's just so much to do in Far Cry. Sometimes you forget you're playing a shooter. So much to do, and they're memorable. Some of my biggest gaming memories are Far Cry, and the ability of the introduction of playing choice.
Speaking of rewarding games companies doing the right thing,
Yep.
Far Cry is one of those games where every Far Cry that comes out, I will probably pick up. Because they've done the right thing with the series. So, perfect example of this, what was that 1980s Thunder Warrior one they came out with? That was for Fallout or Far Cry 4.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, the
one that was like all done.
The extra DLC part. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, they included that as a DLC. It was $10 to buy, but it was a full game.
Yeah, Far Cry 5 came with 3 of them that you could buy. And they were full games too, full missions, everything.
Full games, multiple missions, added content, and it was at least 20 to 30 hours more gameplay adding on to that game. I will always, if they have a DLC that intrigues me, I will pay for it because I know they are going to put the time and effort needed into making it worthwhile.
Yep.
Making that game worth my money that I'm going to spend on it. Whereas, hey, look, guys, we have a new skin and it's the same maps, but everything's cool and it looks all rainbow. Yay! Fucking Fortnite, I'm looking at you.
But Far Cry, what they do best is that they keep you coming back for more, and they keep you so invested in it because you have so much fun the first time around. Those are one of the games that hours and hours just go by. The time travel effect goes in, and you just go by for a long time, you know. And
It's
they keep you coming more.
Like Fallout. Put disc in console. Blink, 8 hours have passed.
Yeah. So when I got to the end of the, you know, I'll talk most recently because I didn't play that new Dawn one. That was weird. The new developers, but you know, we're back to normal now. But the Far Cry 5, with 5, when it got to the end, I was like, oh fuck, that's the end. But I didn't say how fuck when I got to the end of most Call of Duty games. I say, oh fuck, that was the it. No, I got to the end like, damn, I just went through this entire experience, and I wish there was more.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me look forward to the next Far Cry.
I love those type of games because I do what I like to refer to as pissing about for the good first 20, 30 hours of gameplay. Like Far Cry 5, I love it to death, but I blew off most of the main story mission until after I've accomplished all the little side missions.
I lived out the redneck fantasy in Montana Madness.
And I mean, I'm doing it in Ghost Recon Wildlands and all those. So it's like, I'm not worried about it. I know they're going to do good work on it. That's why, and this is a perfect segue, Lucasfilm Games going with Ubisoft to put out an open world Star Wars game. All I got to say.
Yes. Lucasfilm Games, fuck. Finally, Doc, the chains have been broken. They have finally been released. The people have spoken enough.
For those of you who are fans of the channel, know that I am not a fan of EA, and I absolutely loathe the EA Star Wars games, especially Star Wars Squadrons, because again, it is rewarding a company for bad things for doing bad. They produced this $40 game. It's like, hey guys, you get to play out all your Star Wars fantasies in this multiplayer flyer with a 5-hour single-player campaign.
Awful again. Now, Fallen Order though, good. Had some problems, but it was good in my opinion. It was a good game, good Star Wars story too, and it added. I liked having the
propaganda.
Yeah. But yes, the chains are broken. They are free to work with other partners.
And I've been blasting. Who is it? I am going to drop so much names right now. Eckhart's Ladder is such an EA fanboy when he couldn't even say anything negative about them on their stream, on his stream he just did, where they were talking about this topic where EA, ding dong, the bitch is dead, they are gone, and he's just like, yeah, well, you know, I really enjoyed the content of Star Wars Squadrons, and I really want to see another Fallen Order. I'm like, no, bad.
I will agree with him there that another Fallen Order is necessary. Does it have to come from EA? No. But
and EA on their Twitter
will, because that's all they'll hold on to.
On Facebook, you'll know you'll see the thing I just posted earlier today of them going like, "Hey guys, I just want to let you know, yes, we love Star Wars, yes, we love this, and we're still going to be producing games." I'm like, "Yeah, for the next 3 years until you completely lose the IP, you assholes."
I was gonna bring that up. Yes, that they're like, "Yep, just so everyone knows, we're still here. By the way, we're still gonna do it." Yeah, but good for you. You're probably gonna release fucking Fallen Order 2 at the end of this bullshit, and that's gonna be it. But here's the thing: any hope for any other future Battlefront games, EA no longer has to be the ones to make that shit. Anything else can happen.
Can we
now.
get rid of DICE?
Yeah.
I give DICE credit for Battlefield 1943, and that's about it. And Bad Company. I'll give them Battlefield Bad Company too. That was a fun game and actually had a really good single-player content. However, Comma.com, I do not give them any credit for any of the Battlefront games. Explain to me this, AJ. You're a Star Wars fan, correct?
I would think so, yes.
All right. Battle of Hoth. What did they use to take out the AT-ATs?
You talking about the fucking string, the cable things? Yeah.
No cable on the snow speeders.
Yeah.
What didn't they use?
Missiles?
Fucking Y-Wings, which were somehow how you took out
Yeah.
the freaking AT-AT in Battlefront. It's like, what are you doing? This is not canon. Yes, but we got the Star Wars IP, and this is how we feel like this battle would have played out.
I will say this though, that if you would have
Shitty war game.
if you would have done what you were supposed to do, EA, and released Battlefront 2, because 2 years later Battlefront 2.0 came out where the game was supposed to be. If you would have taken your time with it, we wouldn't have been here having these fucking conversations. But here's the thing.
Or wait. Just release the original
Yeah.
Battlefront.
How it
New
used
skin,
to be from
maps,
little kids.
better playstyle. Like, that game would have net
Perfect.
stupid amounts of money. And they just can't wrap their heads around what the fans want. Well, maybe if we give them this half-assed piece of shit and then just build it as we go, make it game for a live service, and then filled it with a bunch of microtransactions and loot boxes, maybe they'll like that.
Maybe Ryan Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy, and they got together with the execs at EA and were like, all right, so we made shitty movies. You guys need to make shitty games now because you can't outshine
Ryan
us.
Johnson of gaming.
Say it again.
A is the Ryan Johnson of gaming.
Yeah,
There, I've said it.
it's true. Because they have fucked up
It's true.
here and there too much. Too much. So, whoever out there is going to take over some of the Star Wars one, we already said that Star Wars open world game now confirmed by Ubisoft. Holy shit. We don't even know what that means.
But first off, AJ, we have announced earlier this week an Indiana Jones game.
Yes!
Produced by the one and only Bethesda.
That was my breaking
Bethesda.
news topic of the night. Indiana Jones, yes!
Indiana Jones coming through from, and I say this, the grain of salt. I love Bethesda. Not Fallout 76. Todd Howard, get this through your fucking skull. Nobody likes Fallout 76. Stop it. But
Only Game Pass subscribers like Fallout 76.
but in all seriousness, I am looking forward to this game because I have seen what Bethesda can do with a good adventure title.
Yes.
Like, I'm really hoping that this becomes a new era of Bethesda gaming. We push back that awfulness that was Fallout 76 and we get to start fresh with Lucasfilm, because Lucasfilm is going to be watching them like a hawk with this IP.
They're going to be watching anyone now with the IPs. Anyone.
Exactly. And that's why I'm sitting here and I have hope, but I'm not getting my hopes up.
Yes, because there is still the potential for others to fuck it up. So, what we're saying is don't fuck it up from here on further. Take the lessons learned from EA. They're the bad parents. We're divorced now. We're going to get new step parents. Those are the ones, Ubisoft. Ubisoft, we know what we just sat here and talked 15 minutes about Far Cry, and they said, we know what they can do with an open world game.
Excited for the Star Wars open world game.
Yes, we know what they can do.
I'm worried about it because Ubisoft does have that. Like I said, they like to dip their toe in the water with those loot crates and everything. They like to be like, oh, hey, here's some special content that you can only get if you unlock this game, this game, this game, this game, or you pay $99 to unlock all these skins. But it's fine. You don't have to do that. What are we saying? You don't have to do it. So, but I have faith because, again, Disney and Star Wars are going to be watching their IPs like a hawk, and it's about time.
Well, yes.
We've had a decent Star Wars open world game. My only hope is we can play something other than a fucking Jedi.
Yes, and I was coming to that point. I was coming to that.
Play a Starfighter pilot.
I was coming to that point. Is that we can't let this happen how it happened. What was the name of that game? Star Wars Universe, Star Wars Online, whatever that fucking thing was. That train wreck disaster. It was cool for a little bit. Everyone started out as bounty hunters, and you could do all these other things in the game, but then they included the Jedi and they fucking ruined it, and the game was broken. We cannot let that happen here with this. Take that also as a lesson, as a bad Star Wars game as well. Because now you have an open world game. You could even take it further. You could even go outside some of the planets into other universes. Because Fallen Order only took you to 4 planets. You can go into different galaxies.
Other galaxies.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The other galaxies here.
Even if though they center around one edge of the galaxy, if they focus around like 6 planets or something, make these planets huge.
Yeah.
Give me the freaking No Man's Sky of Star Wars. Give me the freaking anything, or what is it? Starlink, Battle of Atlas. Give me a game like that where I have this large open world that I have to somehow figure out how the fuck I'm going to transverse without, getting shot down by some hotshot Rebel X-Wing pilot, because we all know I'm playing Imperial.
Well, we don't even know much what this game's going to be or what it is or what's that. We just know, that they have the IP and that they have the open world and everything like that. It could really be anything at this point. What I'm hoping is that it will allow people to explore their Star Wars fantasies and things that they've thought about from new fans because of the new generation and the younger fans, fans like me and you, to fans like our parents that saw it in, live in theaters, and that I hope that this fucking incorporates and encases everything and allows people, like you said, to explore those fantasies, have fun with a Star Wars game. We play video games to have fun sometimes, not to get fucking always pissed off and fucking upset and throw your controller at the wall. This is the opportunity for a game to have fun. This is how people see the Hogwarts Legacy game. This is going back to that. It's the same thing now. This you can consider this maybe the Star Wars Legacy thing. This is Star Wars fans that they want to have open world because we've been so restricted with Star Wars games for a long time, understandably, because it's hard, to interpret that side of Star Wars into that. But if anyone were the guys to do it, it's Ubisoft, because I've never had an issue with any of their open world games. No matter, and by that I mean that the status of the game was good, the location, the setting, the map, the playability, everything was good. The only issue with, I could say the Division fell short of a lot of expectations, but that's more of a gameplay mechanic thing. But any time that they designed a world, it was nearly perfect.
So
look at Wildlands, for example.
Ubisoft and Massive that are making the Star Wars game. Ubisoft and Massive.
Yeah.
So Massive, that's the reason why I'm worried. Is because while I did enjoy The Division, when I'm sitting there in the highest of gear, funneling rounds into a dude wearing a fucking hoodie.
Yeah.
I'm barely chipping away at his health. That's where it begins to get frustrating.
Well,
that's why I'm hoping nothing but the best for this Star Wars game, but that's what I'm worried about, is that we get a Star Wars Division.
It is possible. That is a very big possibility. But, fans, it's going to be a while anyways. We're going to take a while with this game, but the best part, the news of this, is that Lucasfilms are free to work with whoever they want, other partners. And I just think it was funny that EA also was like, hey, we're still here, just so you know, everybody. But
go home, EA.
You're drunk. Go home. And let other people take care of it now. Let other big boys play with it now. But Indiana Jones, the game that goes back to that. It also encompasses a huge wide range of fans, because there are people that I would say that indie fans, Indiana Jones fans, especially young Indiana Jones fans, such a niche fan market, and nowadays that fell off. I know Netflix helped with that resurgence of Indiana Jones a little while ago. The Netflix effect, they have that effect on things, but with now, this introduces Indiana Jones to fans that probably don't even know who the fuck that is. Have never even seen the movie, nonetheless read a book, anything like that. So, it's going to take more attention to 2 out of 3 because the Temple of Doom was, but you 3 of some of the better action movies trilogies in a long time. And
with one of arguably the most iconic action heroes.
Yeah, the guy. He was the guy. The da-da-da-da, it's iconic, and who knows? Maybe we'll get Harrison Ford in the game as an older Indy. Maybe you will be in Harrison Ford as young Indy. Maybe it'll be, who knows? But regardless, it's Indiana Jones.
So one last thing though, because we're creeping up on the hour here.
Yep.
There's one game I am insanely excited for. You well know I am a Warhammer fan, and I thoroughly enjoy Warhammer. They have just announced almost like a Left 4 Dead style game called Darktide. It's based in the 40K universe. You're playing as an Imperial Guardsman going through the infested Undercity, and it looks freaking amazing. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out and let me know what you think.
Fuck yeah.
I'm stupid excited for this game though.
Well, I mean, I would be too, because fucking Left 4 Dead was incredible. And
it's 4-player. Wait for it. It's 4-player co-op.
Ooh. Everybody that's tried to recreate that Left 4 Dead experience has very much fallen short. I'm talking to you.
If anybody can, though, it would be the Warhammer crew, because look at what they did with Vermintide.
Yep.
Vermintide was freaking amazing. I'm not a fan of the fantasy setting, but being able to run around with a massive battle axe and smite little rat people running around is just simply amazing.
You remember how excited we were a couple years ago for Earthfall, because they advertised it as the Left 4 Dead alien game. 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes at all it took for me, and I was like, I'm bored as shit. This is all I've needed to see from the game, and this is the entire game, and I've watched replays of that. Same thing over and over and over again, and you fucked it up. You did not get Left 4 Dead. If you, game companies out there, if you say you're going to offer a Left 4 Dead experience, make sure it's the fucking Left 4 Dead experience. Don't put out weird shit.
I can't remember how many hours I wasted playing freaking Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, me too.
Such a freaking
one of the better
game.
That game taught me cooperation like any other game has, because if you don't talk to your teammates, you're gonna die easily. But the last topic I have for the night, Doc, as we're keeping up on those, we got 2 minutes now. AEW and All Elite Wrestling, they gave their update on their video games.
Ooh.
And they revealed their publisher. I think it's pretty fucking funny. The same old publishers, Yuke's, now working with AEW games. That's kind of another slap to the face for AEW. That's or not for WWE. That's just slap to their face, because they used to work with Yuke's for many years, and they kind of just told them to kick rocks after that. But they gave update on it. They're kind of doing that thing that's saying, like, take your time, because Kenny Omega, he's kind of the lead on this. He's saying that, we're taking our time with this. Do you want to play a bad wrestling games, is what he asked the fan, and everyone of course is saying no, because 2K20, we're talking to you, awful wrestling game. But he said, the direct quote from him is saying,
I will say this, I do enjoy watching 2K20 just because it's so bad.
But he's saying there's going to be a campaign, unusual modes. You'll be able to edit your own wrestler, which I know you love doing that, Doc. But he's saying that you'll have access to a big roster of stuff. But they're not sure how many people is going to be there upon release. But he essentially, as representing the AEW and the video games, is doing what we talked about this entire podcast, and reaching out to the fans and saying, hey, He's saying, I don't want to rush it. These exact quote from him. I don't want to rush it, so I don't want to make a promise about the release date. I want the release version instead to be good. And to me, that these guys are baby into the company and baby into the video game world its own. But you nailed it on the head, Kenny Omega. You nailed it on the head. You want it to be good, so wait. So that's the point I wanted to bring up with AEW Video Games and giving their update. Besides the fact they're working with Ukes, that's funny, but it looks good, and they want to give you that simulation experience and really feel like you're part of the match. But they're saying at the same time, let us do our thing, let us take our time. The only other people I've heard say that were Nintendo.
And that right there just goes to show you how much they care about their product.
Yes.
The fact that they are willing to take their time. What is it we say in the military? Slow is steady, steady is smooth.
Yep.
So game companies need to start realizing this. A bad game will forever be a bad game.
Yep.
A good polished game, you don't even have to worry about. Updates, maybe, just to smooth some things out, add better graphics, maybe new characters. When you put out a completed game, you know what you can work on?
What's
the
that?
next one?
The next one, that's right. And people always remember a good game forever. You've got a good game when people start dreaming. You're dreaming that you're playing the game. That's when you know you've got something there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Doc, that is the end of the discussion. I'm going to cut over to you real quick so we can look for some people to raid, and you can do all of your everything that you want to say to everyone. So the floor is yours, my friend, and then we'll cut over to shoutouts.
The doctor is in, ladies and gentlemen. So we got some good things coming to you from ETG Actual. I have recently sat down with an interesting group of characters, and we have a show for you, a radio podcast, if you will. It's going to take some time for us to work some kinks out and get everything in working order for you. But for those of you who are a fan of TPK and all of our D&D shows, definitely keep an eye out for that. So you'll probably debut it here first. So definitely come and check us out. AJ may or may not be part of this project. We'll see. That is if you can stand my DMing. Other than that, just
area of relationship we haven't explored yet.
And then I got to share some love. Got Tabletop Heroes here in 29 Palms, California. If you guys are stuck at the 29 Palms base, just head downtown. There's an awesome game store. Say hi to Jared for me. Also, Rules of Engagement Games back in Havelock, North Carolina, my home away from home. Miss you guys. If you guys are in the Havelock, North Carolina area, go give them some love because they deserve it. That's pretty much all I got, AJ. Back to you.
Yes, so back to our shout-outs. Hybrid ATX Summer Camp, thank you for your support. Building Better Gamers, look for you can listen to their interview on anywhere that we have our podcast. Shout out to the Orlando Wizard, and check out his YouTube channel as he goes and explores different things around Orlando. Nerdy, geeky, all kinds of stuff. And most notably, his Star Wars stuff, looking at Star Wars Galaxy Edge, is really good. Him and I did that mobile interview, by the way. We're still looking. We're gonna post that soon. And then we interviewed Player One Bar in Orlando. It was my first time because he invited me out to go show me what he does, and I took it my way, and I interviewed the staff and the management and stuff like that. So be looking forward to that. And then I think I could probably
wait to see that.
Yeah, I'd probably work on breaking down some of that audio and maybe throwing it up on Apple as well for our listener fans as well.
We could probably do a quick cut and put that in one of our Gamer Interrupteds as a small little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And then finally, thank you to modernprogramming.com. Go over and check out on the App Store Anti-Pong, and you can purchase that game. Support our local game developer here, Chris DeWeese. He's an incredible game developer, mobile game developer. If you need some comic books, head over to Comic Heaven, or you can send an email to Rosef at comicheaven.net. Shout out to the 76 operators. The entire pandemic, they have been keeping going, giving video games to grunts and things like that, and keeping their Discord up and running. Our VIP fan for the month is Windwriter. And you can head over to etgactual.com. I know Doc is going to be updating that.
It needs some love. The page is looking better, but it still needs some tweaks. So if there is anything on it that doesn't look 100% professional, please know I am working tirelessly on it.
You can head on over to follow myself at AJ_East Coast on everything. And make sure you check us out on Facebook. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Amazon, and Spotify. All you have to do is search ETG Actual. This episode and more is available. Well, Doc.
Wait, hold on. This episode.
It will be.
This episode.
Yes.
It's available.
It will be tomorrow.
In all of our previous episodes.
Correct.
All of them.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to put that out there.
Yes, we are in our second season of our episodes now.
Holy hole in a donut, Batman.
I think we went 26 episodes of season 1. 26 episodes.
Ooh, sexy.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that is it for the night. And we will be back again next Thursday. I believe Griffin will be joining us. And we will be doing some more interviews coming up soon. Now that things are back to normal with the holidays, but yeah, Doc, that's it for me. How about for you?
I got nothing. I did my little spiel. Just keep in touch. Keep watching us. We do this for you guys. So thanks for all your love and support.
My name is AJ East Coast, and I have been your host.
Never game alone, peeps.